We are on live, and this is going on YouTube. What is up, guys? It's your boy, Coden Pablo. See, I can't even talk. It's your boy, Coden Pablo, and I'm here with my main man, Lowe.
What's
Lowe,
up, man?
introduce
What's up?
yourself.
Hey, man, bringing Lowe down here at the A, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
You already know, man. We do these episodes every week. I got a few episodes on YouTube already, so make sure you guys go to Ballin' with Coden Pablo and check out those episodes. We're going to be turning this into a podcast pretty much by next week, so we're working on it now. And I've covered the James Harden trade already, so make sure you guys check out that video. We actually talked about it already. I put clips on Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you guys are checking out my stuff. Show love. You already know. So let's get right into this episode, man. So the first topic I want to talk about is Lamelo Ball. Do you think he deserves to be Rookie of the Year at this point?
I don't see why not. Which rookie's doing better than him that has the all-around game? Anthony Edwards, yeah, he's averaging more points. Might be a little better defensively, but all around, LaMelo got it.
Okay. I mean, I'm a Celtics fan, as you can see. I'm gonna be biased. I don't think Pritchard deserves it over LaMelo, but I'm gonna be the only one that makes the argument. By the way, too, me and Lowe are on Clubhouse. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit, and a lot of people were just on LaMelo. Some people were on Halliburton. I got to check him out a little bit more. I heard he's doing pretty good. I just think Pritchard is a great rookie. I think people should at least give him some kind of recognition because he's 6'1". He's scoring for the team. He's playmaking, and he looks really good out there. And our other rookie is lacking right now, but we need to give him more time to develop. Edwards is an explosive rookie, and I think he'll contend for it. I don't know if James Wiseman is going to contend. What do you think about those other rookies?
But I think it's going to either. I think James Wiseman could contend. I think Anthony Edwards could. But like I said, when it comes to all-around game, LaMelo can average a triple-double if he wants to.
Right. Yeah, his passing ability, you know, he's really tall, he's lengthy, he's getting steals off of rebounds, he's crafty, he's playmaking, his teammates are trusting him. So honestly, like, I sound stupid when I tried to compare Pritchard to him, but I just did because I'm a Celtics fan and I felt like it. But LaMelo is doing all that, man. He's amazing. So let's get right into the next topic. So, yeah, like I mentioned, being on Clubhouse, you know, is really fun, and there's a lot of different discussions going on there. A lot of NBA discussions going on about, you know, Kyrie, Kevin Durant. So my question to you is, you know, is Kyrie coming back? And when he does, you know, like, is he going to perform, you know, to that standard? Are they going to mesh together? And do you think they're going to make it to the finals at least?
Well, I think he will come back. I don't really know the whole situation on why he's out, but I think he will come back. Them fines they're going total up.
Almost $1 million, bro. I don't know. It was like $800K or something. I was like, damn.
I'm not sure, but they're gonna start piling up. But he'll come back. He didn't go to Brooklyn with KD just to not show up and not play anymore. But I think when he does come back, their chemistry is not going to be strong enough. Because you can't try and build a super team, but one of your best players is gone. And I'm afraid that he's going to try and come back when it's close to playoff time, or they're going to try and just figure it out on the fly. And I think that's going to be a weakness of them.
Right. I think it is too. You know, a lot of people were like, you know, shut up, right? It's gonna work out. It's those top players, but you got to think about the playoffs. You know, the regular season is whatever, right? They dropped 30 and 40. The Nets, Kevin Durant and James Harden dropped 30 and 40 that game. And honestly, I'm making the argument that they don't even need Kyrie. To me personally, I think they have enough firepower. I know their bench, they lost a lot of good players. But they can, you know, if they were to trade for other players, I think they could have a complete team with just those two guys. Harden and Kevin Durant are at the top of their game. But of course, Kevin Durant is coming off the injury, and James Harden, you know, I think James Harden's going to be fine, actually. I don't care about all that stuff they said about his weight and all that other stuff and him going out to party. He can do any of that and still drop 40. My thing is the chemistry. Everyone talks about that. Trusting Kyrie. I just don't trust Kyrie. Like, I don't know. That's just me. I just don't trust him as a teammate, or just I don't know what's going on with him. And I wish the best for him. You know, I don't want to talk down on him, but it's like he's just been through so many seasons and so many good teams where he could have made a run in the playoffs and did stuff. I know he was injured a few times, but it's like, you know, at one point do we start holding Kyrie accountable? So I got to see how that works out. Another part to this question is, and I'm kind of stealing this from a Clubhouse chat, but they brought up a good question, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. Do you think these players have too much autonomy, like too much free, power and space to do what they want?
I do think so. I think it ruins the game because, like I told you before, we had every NBA team, or the best NBA teams, only had 2 superstars. And now this is going to be the only big 3 in the league right now. And I feel like when we have too many big 3s, it's like, okay, as right now we know Brooklyn should make it. If it's not Brooklyn, they bust it. If they do get to the finals, then it's like, okay, who was going to beat them?
Yeah,
I think that ruins the game.
Yeah, in a way it does, right? Because it kind of gravitates towards just them, and they're going to blow a lot of teams out, man. I mean, if Kevin Durant gets 40 and Harden gets 30 and then Kyrie gets 25, that's almost 100 points right there with 3 players.
Yeah. And then it's like, what's the point of NBA contracts? If like a contract is supposed to be an agreement.
Right.
But if a player can go, oh, I don't want to be here anymore, this team ain't good enough, I want to go to Brooklyn, then ain't no point of a contract. You have to pay, you should have to do something to get off that contract and be able to move. Because right now it's like players can be like, hey, I want to go here, I don't want to be here anymore, and then they get traded. I don't think that's fair to the NBA.
100%, I agree with you. You got to follow the rules, man. You got to play your part. You got to follow the rules. LeBron James, he has a lot of power and stuff, but I believe him making his moves were calculated. He would, abide by the rules, right? He would opt in certain years and opt out when he could, and when he was able to become a free agent, he just did whatever he wanted to do. He didn't force his way out.
Yeah, he went by the guidelines. He didn't break no rules. He didn't sabotage the NBA or go behind his back or anything like that. He went and did everything right. Even though people might hate him for it, that's their opinions, but he did the right thing. He's not gonna go and tell everybody, hey, I don't want to be here and I want to trade. And then when they start looking for trades, he say, no, I want to go here, and then that makes the team worse.
Right, yeah, I totally agree with you. These players definitely have too much autonomy to me, but I think they should be able to make the moves that they want to make, and I like that it's a player-driven league, and I think, I'm not trying to bash any of the players. I think they're great people, most of them, but, they just gotta, and even James Harden was saying he regretted a little bit of how things went in Houston, so I just feel like they got to be a little bit more calculated with their moves, especially because everybody's watching. But, I guess sometimes they can't help it. So this is kind of a sidebar, but we're going to lead to another convo that kind of has to do with the Nets as well. So we have a big 3 again, right? So I have a 2-part question, but before I get to that, I want to bring up Clubhouse, the app. So if you guys aren't on Clubhouse, you definitely will want to be on there. It's a new app where you can join multiple chat rooms about anything, really. I've joined a lot about basketball topics. Now I'm connected to like D1 athletes, journalists, and other sports professionals that I hope to interview in the podcast with Lowe right here. So me and Lowe might potentially make a club, we might not. Those are kind of organized chat rooms. So we're working on that right now. And if you guys are on Clubhouse, definitely want to join. And if you do join or you need an invite, let me know. Just make sure you follow me on there. I'm coding Pablo, and make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel too, just to throw that back out there. But let's get right back into the basketball talk. So we have the Nets, right, as a big 3, and then everyone's comparing it to like the big 3 in Miami, which another Clubhouse topic that people were talking about. So there's 2 questions here too, and there was another topic as well. How do you compare the big 3 there? With the Nets to now, like pretty much like how they formed together and how you think it's going to work out, and just comparing like the time and ages and all that stuff. maybe not necessarily the runs because we haven't seen them run yet, but like you know how like Dwayne Wade was at a certain age compared to James Harden. And my other question to you is, do you think Kevin Durant is better than LeBron?
I think LeBron's a better basketball player. I think Kevin Durant is a better offensive player.
Like a scorer, right?
Yeah, he's a better scorer. But the difference, in my opinion, between Miami and Brooklyn right now is one, nobody got traded. Nobody for Miami Heat. Nobody was forcing teams to demand a trade to go here and doing all this other stuff. They did it the right way. No matter if people liked it or not, no matter if Cleveland or LeBron left Cleveland and everybody hated him, he was supposed to be the chosen one, all that other stuff. It was still his decision. He was able to do it. He did it the right way.
Right.
So people, yeah, you can. The Cleveland fans were mad. Everybody else didn't really care because they weren't on his team anyway.
Right.
It's not like, so what you can't really say, like LeBron and D Wade, they fit because they were athletic, but they didn't really have, like, you know, LeBron needs shooters. Dwayne Wade wasn't a shooter.
And LeBron wasn't that great at shooting at like he was a decent shooter, but he wasn't as good as he is right now.
Exactly. They were so good because of their chemistry and because of their athleticism. But right now, Kyrie, James Harden, and KD is lethal. I honestly hope it does work out. I kind of hope it doesn't, but you know, they can shoot the ball, they can go in the paint, they can do everything. It's just how it formed, I don't like it. If it was, you know, KD and Kyrie, they went there on their own, nobody was mad. If James Harden would have left, you know, finished out his contract or whatever, and it was like, all right, I'm trying to win a championship, I'm going to Brooklyn. And if they could have made the deal happen, cool. But not in the middle of the trade, or not in the middle of the season. Not James Harden come back, he gained some weight, he ain't really trying, he bashing on his teammates. That's a no-go for me.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins said it was disrespectful. I agree with DeMarcus Cousins. And I actually like DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall as people and as players too. You know, you got to respect those guys coming off of injuries. Exactly. And they were crazy. You know, when they were healthy, John Wall, you know, those years of Wizards uniform, and then DeMarcus Cousins, the time where he was with Anthony Davis, and even when he was with the Kings, you know, like all those years, and him trying to get back with the Warriors too. So, you know, you got to definitely respect those guys and try to work with them. It's crazy, you know, when you compare the years, the ages, you know, I forgot the exact ages. I just feel like even if we don't look at that, you know, Dwayne Wade was an okay shooter. You know, in the mid-range, he was good. He wasn't really shooting threes like James Harden. Yeah. And James Harden can shoot. Kyrie can do anything. Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant, you know, and I might not even give Kevin Durant any excuses anymore because I was kind of letting him off the hook a little bit, right? Because he's coming off the injury, but he just dropped 40 yesterday. Yeah, he just dropped 40, so I can't give him that excuse no more. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, because I thought James Harden was gonna be the lead, and it's not because like he's a better player, just because Kevin Durant came off the injury. So I'm like, all right, James Harden can be the lead scorer, and then Kevin Durant can be like the leader. But at this point, he might just be everything. So we might have to just do that comparison. And to me, it's LeBron James because LeBron's just a better overall player to me. And Kevin Durant still has something to prove to me. In my opinion, he needs to win a ring in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think this actually hurts Kevin Durant, his legacy, because he joined the team that was already one of the greatest teams ever. So that hurt his legacy. Then he goes to Brooklyn with Kyrie, which is fine. Okay, you win a championship, you going down as possibly a top 5 player ever. But now you got James Harden, and which isn't it's not KD's fault. I don't think that's KD's fault that he went there. It's just it is what it is. But now
he happy as hell he's there though.
it's not like oh KD, oh he got a championship without the Splash Brothers. But you didn't. Did you lead the team? Did you put the team on your back all season like LeBron? When you have arguably two top 10 players on your team, it's like your championship isn't as great as if it was just him and Kyrie.
Right.
So I think that's gonna hurt KD's legacy. But at the end of the day, it wasn't. He's not the one who said, "Hey, James, come over here."
Might have been.
Yeah, but I'm saying he wasn't. He made the decision to go to the Warriors when they were already stacked. If Kyrie leaves and it's James Harden and KD, cool. It's a duo. They got other duos, but now you're the only top three or the only big three team. I feel like I said, you put more pressure on you to get there. Because if you lose, that's gonna hurt your legacy a lot.
Yeah, either way you chop it up, it's you know, people are already like saying that they were better with just Kyrie and the depth that they had. Sidebar too, with Karis LeVert, isn't it a little crazy to me? Like he got traded, right, to Pacers, and then they found out he has a mass in his lung or something. So something's telling me, like, my question to that, and I know this is like a sidebar, but it's just something I read since we're talking about the Nets. Did they know about that?
They could have, but
because they just got rid of him at the right time. You know, like it's a little crazy to me. I don't know.
I just don't know. Did he play the last Brooklyn game? The last time before he got traded, did he play that last game? Because if he did, then they couldn't have known.
Not sure. I gotta look. That's a better way to figure that out. If he did play, then I guess they didn't know. But that's kind of crazy to me. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
So let's get right into the next topic. I want to talk about Bradley Beal, and again, a lot of people in Clubhouse talked about Bradley Beal, and as I should have, because I was doing some coding projects, and I was looking at like the top scorers and stuff. I was pulling data from the NBA API I was using. And by the way, guys, I'm going to be dropping a series on some of the projects that I'm doing as well, so you'll see some more videos coming from me with that. But anyway, Bradley Beal is averaging about 35 points a game right now. And I know it's a small sample size, but you know, people are thinking that his potential is being wasted right now. And you know, the team's not doing that great. You know, Russell Westbrook's just there. You know, what do you think? Where do you think he should go if the team traded him? You know, and I don't even know if they can at this point.
So I think when I think of salary cap and I think of trade assets, to me, the best team is the Hawks. They can give up a Cam Reddish. They can give up a DeAndre Hunter. They can give up these pieces, the rookies and the young guys they got. And Trae Young didn't sign his next contract yet. He's not on a max deal yet. I'm pretty sure he's going to get it this summer, but they have the cap space to get that big name player. And I think Bradley Beal and Trae Young, that's going to be deadly. That can compete where they should be in the playoffs.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
So when I think of the teams that have the cap and the teams that have the pieces, they should do it. I think the Hawks, they shouldn't even hesitate. They should all send trade offers now.
I would argue though that, and do you agree with this? Like maybe they should do it in a way where they don't lose their depth. Instead of a trade, maybe they should wait until Bradley Beal's deal is over. But I don't know when his deal is over.
No, I'm pretty sure Bradley Beal has at least like 2 more years left.
Mm-hmm. So, but that's my thing. They can make the playoffs, but if they lose their depth, then I don't think it's going to work out. But they could build on that, I guess.
The thing is, do the Hawks want to win now, or do they know they want to say, "Oh, it's okay, we can lose now and win later"? If your mindset is lose now and win later, then Bradley Beal's not even going to want to go to you. Mm-hmm. You don't know the injuries of what's going to happen in a few years.
Yeah, you're definitely right. So I think, you know, you have to have that mentality, like, let me do it right now. But Bradley Beal has to be, and we talked about autonomy already. I'm not saying Bradley Beal should pull a James Harden, but what do you think he should do if he wants out?
I mean,
because he should kind of like, and to me, Bradley Beal's kind of just like, you know, the meme where he does that, he's just kind of like, it is what it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, he knows when John Wall was there, he knows, okay, John is getting hurt every year. It's just me. He still signed that like a 5-year deal. And I think Bradley Beal, he's quiet. He's not out in the media saying, oh man, this team sucks. Oh, Russell Westbrook ain't doing his thing, or he came and we still losing.
Paul George.
So I just feel that, you know, I like Bradley Beal a lot. He's very professional. I think if anything, he can say he wants to get traded, but don't be like, I want to get traded right now. My team sucks. I want to go here. Let him know that, hey, let your team know, hey, I'm not happy. I think it's best if we split ways. Or you tell me where we can get the best deal. Or, like I said, at least go throughout this season, see how the year goes. Okay, you don't make the playoffs, all right, then do it, and now get a trade in the summer. Something.
I'm just dying because like Russell Westbrook just keeps switching. If that happens again, then it's just gonna be Russell Westbrook doing this cycle of, he was with James, oh, it didn't work. He was with Paul George, oh, it didn't work. He was with Bradley Beal, it didn't work. So that we could talk about that another time because I didn't really put that into this episode, but we'll talk about Russell Westbrook too next at some point because that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But my teams, I think he should go to either the Sixers or the Heat. But, with the Heat, I think they would have to give up some of those shooters, so it probably wouldn't work out. I think the Sixers would be a good choice just because, taking Ben Simmons out of that equation, that's a good trade right there. And I mean, Ben Simmons to the Wizards, I don't know how it would work, but I think he could flourish there, and maybe learn how to shoot. And then with Bradley Beal in the Sixers uniform, he's just scoring. And, he's not in the paint as much, right, as Ben Simmons. And working with Embiid would be a lot easier. So I think that would work out pretty good if we went to the Sixers. What do you think about that?
If I was the Sixers, I'm not doing that trade.
Why not?
Because I think you have to keep Ben Simmons and you have to keep Joel Embiid. They could trade, some draft picks and Tobias Harris or something, but Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, they need to be your focal point, and you need to add something to that bench. They're both too young. And they're on the rise. Ben Simmons is a great defender. Bradley Beal coming in, he's not defending.
Right.
Ben Simmons is a great point guard. You trade him away, who's your point guard? You don't have anybody on Philly.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody can replace Ben Simmons and his potential.
I think the shooting, man. I know we keep talking about it, but it's so important. Like,
it is.
You can't keep driving and kicking out and doing the same thing because they're gonna crowd him in the playoffs. And
and that's why they gotta add a shooter to Ben Simmons.
You gotta shoot a little bit though. He just don't even shoot
people to dish it out to. If you ain't got nobody to dish it out to, then they can crowd him. If you know, okay, I'm going in the paint and I got 3 people coming to me and you got Bradley Beal to dish it to, they not gonna come at you like that. His passing, his accuracy with his passes, you could be anywhere on the court. He's going to get you the ball. Yeah,
but here's the thing with LeBron, right? LeBron's posting up. He's looking for people. And then, tight game, they're like, you know what? LeBron can't shoot. Let's guard everyone. Let's just guard everyone really hard. LeBron has no one to pass it to. What does LeBron do now? He backs up and then he does a turnaround and fade away shot and hits that bitch. That's what I'm saying with Ben Simmons. He needs to be able to do that to cop out of that situation where he can't pass it to nobody, or they figured his game plan out.
But could LeBron shoot when he first got in the league?
No, but it took him some time. But how long has Ben Simmons been in the league already? It's already been a couple of years.
Yeah, you got to give him some time. Not everybody is great like that.
And LeBron did shoot. LeBron is not like he never took any shots. I could probably pull up some of the stats and compare how many attempts. He's probably had way more attempts than Ben Simmons. I'll tell you that much.
But when
he don't got no attempts, at least.
When LeBron came in the league, though, he didn't have anybody else to rely on. Ben Simmons got Joel Embiid to rely on. You seen the Cavs team that LeBron took to the finals. He had to do everything. He had to learn everything on the fly.
But Embiid's still a big. He's not like Kevin Durant or someone that's more mobile like that. You know what I'm saying? He has to recognize too that there's only so much that Embiid can do. Even though he is that guy, like him and Jokic can score and they're the main players. That's why I like Jamal Murray, because Jamal Murray can just hit that game winner. He has that potential to do that kind of stuff or hit that tough shot. Even though he's not averaging as many points as I thought, he's still a lethal player. And with Ben Simmons, he's not. If he's that point guard, he also has to be that dude that can shoot as well. Can't just not shoot.
Yeah, he gonna get it. You just gotta be patient with him. Everything's gonna come to Ben Simmons. I hope Philly does keep him, because I think Ben Simmons could be a generational player.
And you got to think about it too. Ben Simmons is always setting up a shot, right? So like, he passes it to Steph Curry. Steph Curry shoot, he can dribble a little bit, right? So he can pump fake, dribble, step back, mess around a little bit on the three. Embiid, he can't really do that. So he throws the ball to Embiid, pump fakes. Got to give it back to Ben Simmons. Then Ben Simmons has to set up another play for Embiid. It's not like he can just throw it to Embiid and Embiid can just start dribbling a little bit, create his own shot. Like he could create his own shot, but he can't dribble like that. He can't move like that. So I don't know. I feel like he has the ability and the potential to be that guy where Embiid kicks it out to him and he hits that shot. And maybe they're playing hard defense and he has to create more space, because it's not always going to be you throw it and then you throw the pass and they're ready to shoot and they're set up like all the time. I don't know. But this is a good convo. So this next topic, Lo, I'm gonna need you to kind of lead this convo, because I talked about fantasy before, but I'm still not too familiar with it. But I pulled up an interesting stat here. So Jokic is actually leading the fantasy points per game with 56.4, and Kevin Durant is fifth with 49.3. And the rest of them in order is Luka, Bradley Beal, and Giannis. Does this list surprise you? Shouldn't Kevin Durant be number one? I don't really know about fantasy like that. So what's your take on it, since I know you do it?
No, so in my fantasy, I'm not surprised at all. So in my fantasy with my family, I did a draft. And I got my number one pick was Jokic.
Okay.
And how my team works is, or how our league works is, you get your points for how many points you make, your rebounds, your assists, steals, turnovers, whatever, all that. But you also get more points for triple doubles and double doubles. Jokic and Luka they're triple double threats every night. So for my league, you get a double double, that's like 10 extra points. You get a triple double, that's another 10 extra points.
Oh, I see. You get points for certain tributes like that. If you get a triple double or you score a certain amount of points.
Exactly. So for those two to be up there, I'm not surprised at all. I'm more surprised that Bradley Beal is up there.
And Giannis too, are both.
No, not really Giannis, because Giannis can get double doubles every night.
Right. Didn't think about that.
For Bradley Beal, I'm surprised he's that high, because I haven't been really watching him like that. But he can score 35 a night. But is he getting the rebounds? Is he getting the assists? I don't really know.
So you get more points when you get triple doubles and double doubles and all that, or rebounds or something like that. Like the more stats you get in multiple categories, or is it like, because let's say Bradley Beal just gets 35 points and then he only averages like 3 and 4 like rebounds and assists and all that. But then like Luka, right? Someone like Luka is actually getting averaging almost a double double and getting more double doubles. I guess the more categories you're in with the stats, the more points, right?
Bro, in my league, it's like, for Jokic, so if you score a basket, that's 2 points. Every basket you make is 2 points. If you score 3, that's 3 points. If you get a rebound, that's a point. If you get a steal, that's a point. If you get an assist, that's a point. And the numbers just add up. But once you get a double-double, you get an additional 10 points. And then once you get that triple-double, it's additional more points.
Right.
So it just tallies up. And then, if you get a turnover, then, okay, you lose a point. If you miss a 3-pointer, then, okay, you lose them points. But when you're averaging, Jokic can have 20 points. He can get that triple-double, now he got 30 points. And he get double-double, he got 30 points. He get triple-double, now he got 45 or whatever. So, I mean, for them, like I said, I'm not surprised. I would think that more of Andre Drummond should be in there. Because Andre Drummond, he can get a double, if I'm not mistaken, he got a double-double every game so far.
That one game where he had like 33 and 33 points, 20-some rebounds. Oh, what? I wasn't surprised, though. I wasn't that surprised.
Like right now, as we speak, the Mavericks are playing the Bulls right now, and it's halftime. Luka Doncic got 30 points, 5 assists, and 7 rebounds, and it's halftime. So just imagine I can tell you right now what Luka got on my fantasy team, because I got Luka, or I got Jokic, and I traded for Luka. I gave up a whole bunch for Luka because I know he's that dude. Like right now, he got me 47 points in fantasy, and it's halftime.
Damn.
he averaging 53. He gonna get about at least 60.
That's
So
crazy.
I know I'm good, but I got Jokic. I traded for Luka. I had to give up Brandon Ingram, some other people. I forget who exactly, but it didn't matter because I know I had Luka and Jokic, and right now we on the 4th week and I'm 3-0. I'm about to win today and I'm be 4-0.
This is making me think about like once I get my setup straight, I want to run some simulations on NBA 2K. I know those two guys would be great, and also too, Porzingis is back as well. I don't know if he's playing today, but I know he's back.
Yeah, man. Look, you put if it was possible where they could team up Jokic and Luka, that team would be unstoppable.
Yeah, I agree with you. And now that you kind of explained the fantasy to me a little bit more, because I've talked to some people about it, but I haven't had time to look into it. I think I'm understanding it more. And I'm gonna try it out when I get a chance, or at least like follow somebody's fantasy. So if I don't do it this year, I'll do my own next year. Yeah, because it's kind of late.
You gotta understand there's different types of fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
So like my fantasy we do is like a head-to-head like for points. There's some where it's like, okay, by the end of the week, if your team has the most points made, then you win that category. Or if your team has the most rebounds made, then you win that category.
Right.
I'm not a really big fan of that. I like to, okay, if Luka got this, he got me this amount of points. And then Jokic got this, now he gave me this amount of points. So it's like every week or every day, your numbers are going up.
Right.
It's not like, I gotta wait until the end of the week to figure out, how many rebounds did my team get? How many rebounds did my opponent team get? Who won? I don't really like that. But there's a whole bunch of different types of fantasies that you just gotta pay attention to. But me and my family have been doing this I've been in it for maybe almost 10 years, I feel like.
Damn.
But we've been doing it, and hey, like I said, I'm about to be 4-0.
You on a roll, my guy. This reminds me of sports betting as well. That's something big that I got into a couple months ago. The way they value certain players' attributes, right? Like how many points, rebounds, and assists total can a player get in a game? If you're comparing like Anthony Davis to Giannis, and how many points you think they're going to score this game, and what the value of that is. The over/unders on that as well. There's a lot of player props for all those people that do NBA sports betting out there. And I'm going to definitely cover those topics more in future videos, because I made some bank last year, doing some sports betting, and I wasn't even sure what I was doing. And me being a math person and learning more about analytics and stuff, there's definitely some competitive edges with that as well. But it's not all about the math and all the techie stuff. It's also knowing the game. It's also knowing the players, knowing the news, staying up to date, and knowing like, okay, did a player go out last night? Okay, they didn't go out. Cool. So like they're the top of their game this game. And knowing, did they play back-to-backs? Knowing the little streaks as well. Are they on a 3 or 4 game winning streak? Just little things like that can, help predict what you think is going to happen. The last topic for today is, because me and Lo were arguing about this, so it's going to be kind of like an open discussion too about other teams. Who do you think got the dub tonight? Is it the Pelicans or the Kings? Because I think the Kings are better than the Pelicans. It's just a random argument that we are having. So I just want to know, you probably think the Pelicans are going to win.
Of course I do. I mean, I'm not sure if Marvin Bagley's playing, but who's stopping Zion and Brandon Ingram? You're not putting Buddy Hield on either one of them.
Buddy Hield could play some defense. He could play good perimeter defense. Okay, he could score, hit those threes when we need them. Zion ain't hitting nothing. Has he shot any threes actually? Hold on. Has he made those threes? Because I remember last year he was hitting some threes. I haven't seen him.
He can hit his threes, but
he can.
But who's stopping Zion and who's stopping Brandon Ingram?
You can stop Brandon Ingram. Maybe not Zion.
That's what I'm saying. Zion. But Buddy Hield is too small to guard Brandon Ingram.
Who's stopping De'Aaron Fox? He's too quick.
Lonzo Ball can stop him. Lonzo Ball is a great defender.
He's okay.
He's better than De'Aaron Fox.
No, you did not bring up that argument. He is not better than De'Aaron Fox.
I said that defense. Yes, he is.
At defense, maybe.
Yes,
Yeah,
at
but
defense he is.
besides that, what? Lonzo had to fix his shot. He was shooting like this, and now he's shooting normal. Are you kidding me?
He can still get you a triple double though.
Lonzo's not even better than Lamelo at this point.
Hey,
So
we're not
you're
even
saying
talking
that
about Lamelo.
Well, we talk about De'Aaron Fox, someone that's been in the league already.
Lamelo's better than
Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, but LaMelo hasn't hit those game winners or crunch time points as much
Only
as
been what, 10
De'Aaron
games?
Fox. I'm talking about like just in general, like De'Aaron Fox has done more for his team than Lonzo.
But it depends on your position. It depends.
I don't even know the stats, and I already know that because it's like
but
you see those highlights.
Depends on your usage and everything. When you put Zion and Brandon Ingram on the Pelicans, Zion and Brandon Ingram are better than De'Aaron Fox.
I didn't say that.
But I'm saying
Lonzo.
When you got two people that are already better than you,
mm-hmm.
you're not going to be expected to put up 30 a night or take them final shots and nothing like that.
But you said he's better. He's not. So it doesn't matter.
I said he's better defensively.
I got the Pelicans losing today.
I bet.
We're going to come back to this.
So we got a dub on it.
Yeah, yeah, sure, whatever. I gotta look up some more because I don't watch the Kings like that, but I expect them to at least make a run to the playoffs. You know, it'd be disappointing if they don't. But that's not even my team. Real quick before I end this, what's like, some highlights from some of the weeks, the past week that you saw, like the standings. Like, what do you think about just what's going on with the NBA? The Lakers, how they're doing, just in general, like.
Well, I think the Lakers are just having fun at this point. I'm not really worried about them. I think the big highlights this week was Andre Drummond getting 30-plus and 20-plus games.
Right.
And this is a contract year for him. I'm pretty sure he's not going to want to go back to Cleveland, or at least I don't think.
But definitely not going to want to go back. He needs to get out of there.
Wherever he wants to go, he's going to get paid. And he needs to come back to Detroit. I think the Pistons were retarded on making that move, but he needs to come back. I really hope they do. And
he needs to go to a contender, though.
Yeah, he does. But a lot of teams aren't playing. They're not going to try and pay for the guy who can't shoot. They
don't need to shoot, though.
Yeah, I know that.
I know Miles Turner can shoot. I see him at the three a lot, but he's not. You need someone in the paint that can play the role. But obviously, in today's NBA, they want to have a center be a shooter now and all that.
Yeah,
too.
But I think the highlights of this week were Andre Drummond and James Harden. Those are the only stories I cared about. Those are two big. I think Andre Drummond can be player of the week this week. And I think James Harden, his story and what's going on, that's going to be a hot topic. Breaking news.
I think the highlight for me, which is not going to be a highlight for the rest of the team. The rest of the NBA, but I think it's the Lakers because they're on a 5-game winning streak. The Utah Jazz and the Clippers are also on a winning streak, 4-3. But I think they're playing pretty amazing. I also see the Bucks are number 1 in the East as well. They're doing pretty okay. I wouldn't say amazing, but I say they're doing all right. And my team is still in second place. So, we holding out and we're waiting for our guy, JT, to come back. Unfortunately, he has to quarantine for 14 days. It's already been like a couple days. So, Kemba Walker's back. Andre Drummond, that's a big game for him, but I don't know. That's just one game, though. I don't know if he's going to get player of the week just because of one game.
Andre Drummond can average 20 and 20 any week. I've seen him do it. He leads the league in 2020. Mm-hmm. I know he can do it. If he got 30 and 20, I wasn't even surprised because I know he can.
But we got to look at some of the other players, too. Bradley Beal scoring the way he's scoring.
Definitely.
James Harden coming back on his first game. That's a big highlight as well. Him having a triple-double the first game. And I'm not saying like that's better than what Andre Drummond's doing. It's just I don't know if Andre Drummond's going to get that recognition just because of that. And also the Pacers are playing pretty well as well. Sabonis, I think, is a great player. He's doing a lot for his team. And I don't know. I'm interested to see how that team operates. They don't got Oladipo and they don't got Karis LeVert because he's hurt. So, and I've seen that team on a roll. So I'm interested to see how far they go.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Oladipo plays today. His first game gonna play today.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Rockets are gonna look good.
It's either today or tomorrow or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I was doing some research on something real quick before we go. The Bulls, kind of interesting. They keep losing. Like, I think their last 3 games, they lost by like within 5 points or something like that. Like by 1 possession, pretty much. And I haven't watched their games like that, but I watched some of the highlights near the end. You know, they're down by like 10 or 8. Zach LaVine gets them within like 2-4 points, and they're not finishing their games. I'm not really talking about the standings and everything. I'm just talking about them finishing games that they could have won, even against good teams, the Clippers, Lakers, all of them, within almost like 4 or 5 points. And I heard too, because I was in some of the clubhouse chats, some of the people that are watching those games were saying that they had leads, like at the third or fourth quarter or whatever, or even the second quarter, and they get washed out, blown out. So I don't know what's going on with the Bulls. I don't know when they're ever going to be good, and I don't know about Zach LaVine, staying there long term, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think, so in my opinion, when it comes down to basketball games and leagues and all that stuff, at the end of the day, I don't care who's on your team. You're a professional basketball player. Mm-hmm. You have talent.
Right.
So I don't care if I'm playing against the Brooklyn Nets right now. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's playing. Kyrie's there and everything. If your team's cold and missing shots, and my team's hitting shots, then it's going to be a close game. But it's the experience that's going to help you finish those games. Mm-hmm. And the Bulls, they don't have that experience. Zach LaVine has never been put into a spot where, okay, this last few minutes is going to be make or break. Mm-hmm. We're either going to make the playoffs or we're going to win the series. He hasn't been put in that spot yet. And then everybody else on their team, Kobe White's a great player, but everybody else on their team, they're not doing it. They're not making the noise to be able to help this team win. So in my opinion, it's really Kobe White and Zach LaVine, and they need more help than that.
They do. Real quick, my team, we just lost to the Knicks. I'm a little depressed, but it's okay. I think we were coming off either back-to-back or we were on a small winning streak. Our team got blown out by the Nets in the beginning of the season, but honestly, our bench is actually starting to improve. So we just need to keep seeing that improvement. I think once we have all our players like, JT, Kemba, and Brown healthy, and Kemba is just coming back, right? This was his first game today, so once we get him back, they're definitely going to contend. I still think they can make it to the Eastern Conference, but the Sixers just look so good right now. To me, they look really strong. They look like a deep team. So it might be the Sixers and the Nets, if the Nets are who we think they are, but I think the Celtics can still definitely get to the Eastern Conference. What's your take on that? Now I'll end it there.
It's all going to depend on matchups. Mm-hmm. However the seeding goes, if Brooklyn plays Boston in the second round, and depending on how it's going right now, Brooklyn should win. I'm not saying Boston can't win, but the expectations is Brooklyn should win. Mm-hmm. But if Brooklyn's number 1 and Boston's number 2, then I think they'll meet in the East Finals. It all depends on the matchups though. When you got Giannis and James Harden, KD, and Boston and Philly, and they all spread out, you don't know who it's going to be.
Right. Well, I think the Sixers can beat, the Bucks. I think they could beat the Heat. I think they could beat all those teams, even my team right now. I'm just being honest. Yeah, cool. I'm just confident because I know Jason Tatum and Brown have been going off without Kemba. And I know when Kemba gets healthy and Smart's there too, we're going to be all right. It's just our bench is lacking a little bit. But Pritchard, I'm telling you, man, if they make it to the playoffs, you're going to see Pritchard show out in the playoffs because he's playing amazing right now.
Well, it depends on how, since now that Kemba's back, he's losing minutes.
Yeah, it's true because Teague is there. I like Teague, but I would, based off of what I see with Pritchard, I would prioritize him more than Teague right now at this point.
But it depends on what it comes down to. Jeff Teague got that experience.
Yeah, but Pritchard's hitting them clutch shots, man. He's actually playing like he's played before.
Good, but when the playoffs come, that experience is going to help.
I hope it does, because his experience is okay at this point. I mean, he has good experience. So, but all right, guys, we're gonna end it off here. A little tired. I know Lowe was tired before we started this episode. I'm gonna be looking forward to starting this podcast with you, Lo. I'm really excited about this, man. And we're gonna have some hosts. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna be putting it on all the platforms that we can, putting clips on YouTube. So again, make sure you guys go to my YouTube channel, Balling with Coding Pablo. I repeat, Balling with Coding Pablo. Please type that in. I'll put a link on this live, so you guys can go there. I also have a Facebook page where I post up small little clips. I have Twitter, and I even have TikTok. I make TikTok skits. So I just dropped one, and yo, I didn't even tell you this. I dropped a TikTok skit about James Harden. It got almost 500 views. That's the most I ever got.
I think I seen it with making a shot and he gets traded.
It's funny because when I made that skit, I actually wanted to add more to it. Like I made it so that he said, all right, if I make this free throw, I'm leaving to the Rockets. And misses it, and then I put he still leaves. So I was gonna put another scene where like the Rockets after he misses the shot are like, all right, bet, sign here to stay. And then you just see him like walk out the door. But the skit is only a minute, and I ran out of time, so I just had to cut it off. So hey, people still like it, they still like it. So I made it work.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, man, I'm trying. TikTok skits are serious. But all right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Lo, it was good talking to you, man. I really appreciate this convo, and we're gonna do this again next Sunday. Every Sunday we do this, so make sure you guys check that out. All right, I'll see you, man.